Hi, I'm Moosa Mostafa. I play Eugene Ortega on Netflix's Wednesday, and you're watching Pop Culture with Pat.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Trick or treat!
Hey guys, welcome back to Pop Culture with Pat. I'm so excited to be joined by today's guests. Today I'm talking to Moosa Mostafa, who plays Eugene in Wednesday seasons one and two. Moosa, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're very welcome. I'm gonna give everyone a fair warning that this interview will contain spoilers for Wednesday season two. First off, congratulations on the season. It's been a smash, just like the first season was. So congratulations to you and the rest of the crew on the success.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, it's been kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure like social media and stuff like that's probably been blowing up for you. And
Yeah, a
just
little bit.
to kind of like start off with, as far as the questions go. So Wednesday season one comes out and ends up becoming this global phenomena. And then you have how did returning for season two? How did that kind of compare? Because when season one came out, there was the built-in fan base for the Addams Family, but no one really kind of knew, I think, what to expect and how big that first season was going to be.
Yeah, I think going back for season two was evidently kind of higher stakes. Everything was a lot more high pressure. I hadn't kind of filmed in a while. I'd been kind of doing other stuff. So when I got there as well, there was my personal pressure of getting back onto a film set. But there was a definite kind of like underlying conversation in the air is like we need to kind of match season one. We need to do as well as we did before. And so there was a bit of kind of early tension on set, but in the end we kind of all settled into it and kind of
It,
worked it out.
yeah, imagine that must be tough because yeah, when you have something that comes out like that and just becomes as big as it does, it's hard to live up those expectations, but I think you guys did that.
Thankfully, yeah.
Now, was it, you said there was a little bit of time for you as far as just, shooting on a film set. So, did you find it pretty easy to slip back into the character of Eugene?
I think I found, especially this season, and I'd done kind of reading and I needed to do a bit more kind of practicing before I got actually onto set. I had exams and school stuff at the same time. So I was kind of juggling all of that. And then once I was kind of properly on set into the filming, I think it didn't take me too long. And I think it was really nice because once you kind of work with everyone and remember kind of everyone hanging out and just all of that, all of the kind of accent, American accent, and then the kind of character all comes back together kind of as it goes, which was really nice.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, you guys obviously have a great cast, and then just being on set, I'm sure those sets really immerse you, make you feel like you're actually in that world.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, definitely.
And so for season two with Eugene, what were you most excited to explore with your character this time around?
I think there was, especially considering my powers only got revealed kind of episode eight of season one, there was a big kind of excitement for me of seeing where I go with the kind of bugs because kind of it was originally just bees and then we go on season two and then there's kind of using my bugs. And I think it was really fun to get to kind of use them in a lot of different situations and just explore how that can be used.
Yeah, is there any like going forward in the future? Is there any other kind of insects that you would like to see Eugene maybe control?
Oh, I don't know. I think there's definitely a lot of potential for kind of his powers. I think they can definitely go a long way. I think it was really fun using the moths kind of tracking, and then the bees did still get their kind of position in the show, which was really nice to kind of bring that back. But no, I guess there's like maybe ants and stuff, or just things like kind of using things in locks or something like that. I feel like there's a lot of different ways you can take it.
Yeah, there's a lot you can definitely do with that character for sure. And in this season, we see Eugene and Pugsley, that relationship develop over the season. And initially, Eugene isn't super excited to be his roommate friend at the beginning of the season, but by season's end, they actually end up becoming good friends. So can you just talk about kind of developing that relationship and dynamic with Isaac over the season?
Yeah, I think me and Isaac had a lot of fun kind of exploring that dynamic, especially early on. There was a lot of fun that me, kind of Tim and Isaac were having discussions about kind of where like the reactions to each other and kind of Isaac had a kind of blissful ignorance about Eugene's reactions. And it was really fun to kind of just be so evidently kind of put off, but to get absolutely no reaction from Isaac. And it was just kind of yeah, we managed to take it in a lot of good ways. But I think it was really nice seeing us kind of the characters develop as the season went on. And I think me and Isaac had a lot of fun kind of exploring that as the scenes kind of went on through the season.
Yeah, hanging out with Pugsley, you definitely Eugene gets thrown into a lot of situations that you can tell that he's like, wait a second, I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah, literally, literally.
Yeah, and then you also got to work with Owen Painter quite a bit throughout the season as well. So, can you just what was it like watching him transform into the character of Slurp and just getting to work with him? Because I imagine it was a lot of practical effects and makeup for his character.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I have nothing but like the utmost respect for Owen. I think that guy used to sit in the chair for hours every morning before I even got to set. And like early on in the series, like when he was kind of full zombie, he could like barely see or hear anything. And it was like someone would be guiding him around set, and me and Isaac would just be kind of like, damn, I don't know, like this is we feel like terrible, but he really killed it. I mean, the first kind of some of the first stuff we did with him, a lot of the kind of beehive stuff, like the shed stuff, that's kind of a relatively enclosed space. But working with Owen, I mean, the way he's like his movements and everything was so kind of raw. It was like me and Isaac were like, whoa, this is kind of freaking us out as well a little bit. But no, the prosthetics team were kind of crazy. I mean, pretty much everything that you see on screen was there. And
That's
so
crazy.
it was kind of very blatantly in your face. And so me and Isaac were a bit kind of taken aback when we first saw it. And then there was a lot of really fun scenes we shot. And I think it was really good that Owen kind of found his way through it.
I imagine too, kind of getting to see the process of, initially he's just straight up zombie, and then as the series is going on, he starts becoming more and more human again. So seeing that transformation of going from zombie to human as that goes on must have been pretty cool as well.
Yeah, I think it was really fun. It was nice because it meant we got to hang out with Owen. Because before he was basically just kind of like a mannequin on set. So one bonus was kind of being able to actually have a conversation with him. But other than that, no, I think I mean, I'm sure he appreciated it every day, not having to be in the chair as long. But it was really cool to kind of have more of kind of direct conversation or interaction with this character, kind of, which was really fun considering our initial interactions were all very kind of just us and a zombie. So it was a bit of
Yeah.
a kind of lack of interaction almost, but it was really cool. I think Owen did such a great job at kind of like doing both the zombie stuff and then being super sinister when he gets out of the zombie kind of state. But no, it was definitely a really kind of cool part of this season for me.
I'm sure it must have been almost a little weird too for both you and Isaac because you see him as the zombie for a while, and then at some point, eventually, he's him as himself. So it must have been kind of weird to actually see him as his self rather than all this makeup and special effects.
Yeah, and we spent so much time with him in that zombie costume and a lot of the stuff in that shed, especially post kind of vomit scene.
Oh
It
yeah,
was kind of gross. So there's a lot of like, that's just kind of hard to think of. You don't think about that kind of thing. But once he came back and once he'd kind of become more human, it was definitely like scary, man. Owen was good. He was like
yeah.
good at kind of making you feel a bit scared. You're like, oh my God, I feel threatened right now. But
Yeah.
no, it was really good.
He was a great addition for this year as well. And you were
Oh yeah.
saying the puking scene. What did they use for that to throw on you guys?
Oh my God. Okay. So it was in allegedly we were told it was pea soup, but I can
Perfect.
guarantee you there was other stuff in that wasn't peas. I mean, we got there and we got the debrief, and they were like, it's gonna be kind of cold and really gross, but just you're gonna need to just do a couple takes and just it'll be fine. I was like, okay, and we were like, all right, we didn't really kind of know. And then they showed us the cannon. They essentially had a pressurized cannon on Owen, and they showed us the spray, and we were like, we're gonna have to stand in front of that. Are you serious? Like, this is crazy. And then I remember the first take we did, we stood in front of it and it kind of got us both at the same time. And we were both like, God, this stuff stinks. And there was something really, it smelled terrible. And we were just kind of dreading the next take. And we were like, okay, fine, one more. It's fine. We're almost through it. And they moved Owen a little bit. And obviously he's blind, so he really couldn't see anything. And it all like the tube almost kind of got focused on my face. And so I just got like a face full of this disgusting, like unknown substance. And oh my God, that was a really
Oh my.
interesting kind of drive home and just
My
very quiet.
God.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
it's
Um,
fun though.
you guys were, I mean, you guys are champs for going through that for sure. I mean, the scene came out great, so
Yeah, thankfully. Oh my God, if that had been bad, that would have that
yeah,
would have
you're
hurt.
like, really? We went through all that for nothing?
Yeah, literally, I would not have been super happy. But yeah.
Yeah, no, it came out great, and so we've seen Eugene, we've seen him interact with Wednesday now, with Pugsley, even a little bit with Gomez.
Hmm.
Is there anyone else in the Addams family that you would like to see Eugene share some screen time with, and how do you see that interaction going possibly?
I mean, there's a couple. I guess I would like him to kind of have an interaction with Vesta, confrontation after he ate all of his bugs. I feel like they've kind of got an unspoken bad kind of bond already. But also, I think Cousin It hasn't been kind of introduced. He's kind of been slightly referenced every now and then. But I
Yeah.
think it'd be really cool because we did a promo thing for season one, and I remember Eugene talking about kind of how his favorite was Cousin It. And I feel like that would be a cool kind of see how he interacts with him, like a bit maybe of a fan kind of experience. I think that'd be cool to explore. I think Eugene would be able to play that very much. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think Cousinet's the kind of secret one I want to bring in.
Yeah, no, that's funny that you say that. I was talking to my girlfriend and I was saying how Cousin Knit is one of the characters that I want to see introduced in the future. So fingers crossed, hopefully season
Yeah,
three, season
hopefully.
four in the future, that's something that we get. And what scene, I guess specifically in season two, were you most excited to see translate from the script to the screen once it was done?
Well, I mean, the vomit, there wasn't really excitement because I knew what I was going to have to go through, but I'm really happy, like you said, how that turned out. I think the ball, and I wasn't actually there, which was I got into all of the costume and stuff, but when they shot the ball scenes, I'm like outside. So I missed the dance and stuff, and I was like, God, this is going to be killer, and I'm going to miss it. But I remember going and kind of watching the replay and watching the playback after, even if I wasn't there, because I wanted to go and see it. And they showed me, and I remember watching Evie and Emma's dance, and it was crazy. I was like, this is nuts. But yeah, that when I was reading the script, it sounded so kind of so much going on. It was so extravagant. I kind of thought that would be really cool to see brought to life. So yeah,
Yeah.
I nailed it.
I actually just recently got the chance to talk to Evie and Emma and ask them about filming that scene. So they were saying in the script that it actually, I guess, mentioned that it was going to be a Lady Gaga song for the scene. So, but I mean, yeah, I mean, all your guys' costumes were amazing, and just yeah, watching that scene. As soon as I watched it that first time, I was like, this is instantly. I thought it's like this is instantly iconic, and it ended up being a great scene, and people seem to be really enjoying it. So.
Yeah, I think thankfully, because a lot of work, I mean, there was so much costume work going into that for everyone. I mean, I think I thought I had a lot, but hearing from everyone else and stuff, I think I got off relatively easy. But even then, I mean, the costume department were really kind of giving it their all. There was so much exploration. I had a kind of bee embroidered waistcoat. So they like there was so much attention to detail. And then when it all came out, it really did look so good, which was so satisfying because I was like, yes, these guys like brought it to life. But
Yeah.
that was probably the thing I was most excited for when the show came out.
I love those details too, the little things like you said with the bee embroidery on your outfit. I mean, so much detail goes into the costume design and things like that. So definitely shout out to the costume crew.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah, seeing that scene, and I'm sure they were probably, I'm sure, a little nervous too, just because I know I think I saw another interview where they were talking about they weren't trying to top the dance from season one, but I'm sure that's got to be in the back of your mind that knowing that that was such a big thing for the first season that to do another dance, you're like, okay, people are gonna obviously compare it to the one from season one.
Yeah, I think there was definitely some underlying pressure. I think the producers and the writers, and then the costume and kind of the set design and everything. There was a bit of an underlying, no one said it, but it was like, okay, we really need to kind of do this justice. And I think they did. I
I think
mean,
they
the
did.
set was insane. I mean, I remember they'd like had a artificial little lake for Steve's character to come out in one of the kind of what they call like gondolas, the
Yeah.
boat. And it was kind of yeah, it was really kind of
Oh yeah.
embraced it. Yeah.
The way that it all came together, it ended up working out in the end. And yeah, it's one
Yeah.
of my favorite scenes of the season, and it seems to be for a lot of people. And going back to season one, we saw a lot of obviously interactions between Eugene and Wednesday. So Do you have a favorite scene between you and Jenna in that first season?
I think, and it's a bit of a bittersweet one, when we were shooting at the Pilgrim World, kind of ironically vomit again, not on me this time, so I kind of didn't mind it as much. But that was so cold. I remember it was freezing and we were in Romania and it was so cold. And it took us like a weirdly long time to film that. I'll remember kind of the afterwards when it's the fight when she fights the bullies. And I remember that being hilarious to film because I mean, all the people involved were really like, we were kind of all having a load of fun with it. But it was really fun. Kind of, she was really having a laugh with it. And it was kind of a lot of, everyone was really enjoying kind of watching her have another little fight sequence. Or while I'm kind of sat there with vomit on my mouth and on my clothes and stuff. But that was a really kind of, there was a lot going on. It was a fun kind of interactive scene.
And what does Jenna bring as a scene partner that you really appreciate where you got to work with her quite a bit?
I mean, I think so much kind of learning. I think I've learned so much from her kind of just by watching. I'm scared to ask. She's kind of scary when she's Wednesday, but just by watching her, I mean, she really kind of takes control of her own character and then kind of in through that like of the scene. And so it's really fun to kind of watch her almost dictate the way the scene goes and then kind of follow along and kind of add with that. And her and Tim have such a great kind of connection that they can kind of bounce off each other. And you're just watching from the side, like, this is insane. And I'm just kind of happy to be a part of it. I'll just do what you guys say, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's really great for kind of teaching me and just how to interact and how to kind of work on these sets. That's been a major help for me.
And I think just with you saying just her being that character, one of my other favorite scenes in season two as well, which I know is a fan favorite, is the body swap episode of getting to see Emma and Jenna switch places and just such good actors, both of them being able
Oh yeah.
to switch those characters and portray them so well.
Yeah, I think again that was another scene that had a lot of kind of or thing that had a lot of pressure on it because they really wanted to do it justice and kind of make sure it felt right. And I think they both killed it. I mean Emma's Wednesday was really great and Jenna's Enid was just hilarious.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's been received so well, like you said. And I think that's kind of exactly what they wanted. I hope that they're kind of rest assured now that they kind of managed to do it right.
Yeah, the beginning of the episode where it shows that Emma being or Enid being in Wednesday's body, I was watching. I'm like, what the heck is going on right now? And you're like, oh, they must have switched bodies or something at some point, and it gets revealed later on. But yeah, they had the mannerisms and everything down on point, so that came out fantastic as well.
Yeah.
And Tim, obviously the guy, he's a legend. How has working with him helped you grow as an actor as well? Because I'm sure you've learned a lot from him too.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot is an understatement. I like have learned genuinely because I've barely kind of been, this was like my second big or second kind of job almost. And I've like don't do any external kind of drama training or anything. I just kind of go to school normally. So the only time I get to learn is when I'm on these sets. And honestly, season one especially, and I felt it coming back for season two, just by working with Tim and the other directors, but kind of Tim has this thing where he knows what he wants and he's kind of he knows after the rehearsal he'll give you a note and he'll just kind of let you follow that and just explore it and he'll work around and just kind of it all comes together so well. And it was really great coming back to season two and having a bit more kind of confidence because I'd already filmed one season to be able to kind of think about how I can take the character and kind of not be scared to take it in a different direction and kind of add a thing and see how like everyone reacts and kind of how Tim wants me to take it. But honestly, I think he's given me just kind of an idea of how to even just work on these sets more than anything else. And I think it's such an honor to learn that from someone like you said, so legendary. And I think it's probably the best teacher in the world. So I mean, I'm just really happy that I've managed to get what I can, you know?
Yeah, and to I mean to work with like someone like you said, this was one of your biggest acting jobs to have someone so early on in your career and to work with a legend like that. I mean, that's something that you'll be able to take with you the rest of your life and the rest of your career in acting.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's invaluable. I think the fact that I've been so honored and blessed to kind of have it so early on, like you said, it's just really given me such a kind of lens into such a, I mean, he's been doing it for so long. He has
Yeah.
so much kind of wisdom on the whole thing. It's really nice at such an early stage to kind of have a look into that wisdom and kind of learn from it. And I think it's really kind of important for me and it's really helped me and hopefully will continue to help me kind of as I continue.
Yeah, I got to work with him on Beetlejuice a couple of years back, and
Yeah.
I was just like an extra in the background, but just the little limited interactions that had with him. I mean, he seems exactly how you would expect, such a nice, down to earth guy.
Oh,
But that's great to hear, like just being so collaborative with you guys and letting you guys kind of like own the characters.
yeah, and it's so, I mean, it's obviously going to be so daunting, and it was so daunting in season one. I'm like, this is Tim Burton, like, you don't know how it's going to be, but he's honestly so sweet, and I think he knows, and he kind of, for me and Isaac, a lot of me and Isaac seen because we're younger and we kind of haven't done as much. He was so kind of patient and like he was so good at kind of telling us and instructing us and directing us in like the best way. And I guess kind of he almost knew subtly that he was teaching us as we went, and he was kind of allowing for that. And I think it really helped both me and Isaac. I mean, I'm guessing, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was just really nice.
You love to hear that. And just to wrap things up for you, Musa, is there anything else that you want to say just overall, I guess, about, working on the shows, both seasons one and two, and then just where can fans stay up to date with you moving forward?
I mean, yeah, I think I mean, the number one thing I can say, and I say it as much as I can, is just thank you to everyone that's watched it. I mean, it's like you said, it's done amazingly, and season one did so great, and season two's been so kind of blessed to match that. And that is entirely a result of the fans and the people that watch it. And so I think almost all the thanks should go to those people. And it's such a kind of honor to know that people enjoy watching you. And as much as it's awkward for you to watch yourself, you do get a bit of kind of pride when you hear other people are watching it. And it's really just kind of, it makes me feel really like good about the whole thing when people will watch it and I see how many people are enjoying it. It's just like, yeah, I mean, that's just all the gratitude in the world to those guys and everyone that's seen it. And then I guess for me personally, yeah, I'm working it out. I'm off the back of this. I'm going to just try and see where the road takes me. And as you said, kind of use everything I've learned, hopefully, and just see how far I can go and hopefully kind of explore this amazing industry.
Yeah, for sure. And do you have a social media, Instagram or anything people can give you a follow, stay up to date with you?
I do. I have my Instagram, which is just Moosa Mostafa, and then also recently and completely empty, but I have got a TikTok account that might receive some attention from me,
Nice.
which is the same, just my name. But yeah,
Perfect. Well, yeah, I'll make sure to put those down below in the description. That way people can give you a follow. Musa, I just want to say thank you so much for your time today. It was an honor getting to talk to you about the show, and you're welcome back anytime in the future.
thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Questions were so great. So thanks. Hi, I'm Moosa Mostafa. I play Eugene Ottinger on Netflix's Wednesday, and you're watching Pop Culture with Pat.